should have heard the intensity of the countdown that led up to that. If only Gavin were here to see that.
Welcome to the podcast. This week brought to you by Betterment, Blue Apron, and Braintree.
Which podcast is it, Gus? I don't know.
I don't know.
Both.
In the final version, this will be the Rooster Teeth podcast. If you're watching it live, who knows?
I will be on Twitter. My name is Bernie Burns, and I will be answering all your questions here on the televised program if you tweet us using the hashtag RT Podcast.
Hashtag RT Podcast.
If you use the hashtag RT Podcast.
Yeah, that's how you got to say it. You got to
Is it
say,
necessary to say it again?
yeah. It absolutely is necessary.
If you want to call me on the phone number 555.
Chris, back me up. If you use the hashtag
RT Podcast.
I just use it the once.
just the once,
Just the once.
Like a normal, sane
go
person.
fuck yourselves.
If
No.
you
still
wanna
say-
use the
you still go to the-
hashtag
You're gonna have people
pound
out there
RT Podcast.
doing hashtag like a space and then RT Podcast, and their question will be lost.
Do you still say go to the website www.roosterteeth.com or
What do
just
you
say
think about that?
Ooh,
go
they
to
wrote-
roosterteeth.com?
They wrote that into an ad read on the spot this last week, and it really bothered me because I Ron Burgundy it. I'll read whatever they put on there, and it said www, and I really didn't like that. It felt really dumb to say that.
You know, the progress of that address bar in a browser has made a lot of progress. It has.
The progress has made a lot of progress.
I'm just doubling up on words today. I like all my words so much I want to use them twice.
If only there was a progress bar.
I'm very
to show.
tired.
Yeah.
No, it used to be you had to put the HTTP:// and I remember there came a point in time when I was constantly telling people, you don't have to put. All right, never mind. And then now you don't even have to put the www, and now you don't even have to put the name of the address. You just type whatever you want, and it just like shows
I don't
up.
even put .com anymore. It's just you type in what you're trying to look for, and the worst thing it does, it takes you to Google. And
Yeah,
then you
I'm so lazy that, I normally visit just the same websites over and over. Then I'll just type like the first two letters of it, and if it auto-completes, I just hit enter. If it doesn't auto-complete, I hit enter anyway. So it's like,
trust.
I'm just in Google like, oh, fuck.
That's a trust enter.
Yeah, I didn't get there.
Close enough.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm John.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Gus.
And I'm Bernie.
Oh, damn. I got beaten to it.
Doubling. I get to double today.
You're doubling. You're the double man today.
Hashtag Bernie.com. HTTP hashtag.com.
Because is the word hashtag part of the hashtag?
No, it's hashtag RT Podcast.
We got in this debate the other day. So when you read something on Twitter and you say I was like, how would you write in a tweet and tag me that you went to my house for Game of Thrones night? I'm asking you, John Rice.
Like if I was going to say I was at Bernie's house.
Right. How would you write that on Twitter?
The at symbol doesn't count. I'd put AT.
Nope. I still stand
here's
by
the
symbol
debate, to be
Bernie's
clear.
house.
There's two ways you could write that on Twitter. You could write, I was at Bernie's house for dinner, like the symbol at, as part of my tag name. Or you just write, I was
Bernie's house.
Symbol Bernie's house.
Reads, I was Bernie's house.
I was Bernie's house.
Yeah, I was Bernie's house. What about you, Chris?
I agree.
Nope.
You need the at. You
Nope.
need the at. Because
it's
So
grammar.
what do? You
I was Bernie's house.
would write that?
Yeah, sure.
You're a lunatic.
I am.
So when
I've
you
never
read
disputed
Twitter
that.
all the time, does it always sound like when say I went to dinner with you? It's like I went to dinner with at Sorola.
Yeah.
That's how you read
No,
it.
see?
Sure.
In any other context, you wouldn't say the at.
Right.
With at Sorola.
Here I am with at Sorola.
And in my mind, like seeing that just equates to the person in that context.
So
In that context,
Right.
but your mind will fix it when you'd say I was at Sorola's house.
Yeah, the mind's a powerful thing. You'd be surprised at all the things it
your
can
mind
do.
doesn't work that fast.
BS,
Your mind,
BS.
no,
Totally.
that's horrible.
It totally does.
Plus, that's all. I'm never making that tweet that I went to dinner with Gus and had a nice
Yeah,
time.
that's the thing that threw
tweet's
me off
never
about
happening.
That, is that seemed weird to begin with. One, that it happened, and two, you'd be tweeting about it.
Can you please, Bernie, please, the next time you go to dinner with Gus, please tweet that.
Okay, let's say Gus, you and I went to a meal of some kind. Probably not dinner. Lunch is more likely.
Okay, we went to lunch. Where'd we go?
What about breakfast?
So we
No,
go
no,
to
we're eating
lunch.
breakfast.
If I said at the end of the lunch, hold on a second, Gus, here, let's take a selfie. I need to tweet this or post it on Instagram. What would you do? Would that be the last time you speak to me?
No, I'd post her a fucking picture.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, let's do it.
If I busted out and I said, we're going to take a selfie at lunch, you and me.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
I can't imagine that.
Gus, can we take a selfie?
Let's take a selfie.
Can we take a selfie?
literally-
There we go.
Well, I wanted to be in the selfie. No one asked me if I wanted to be in the
Bernie,
selfie or not.
Bernie, you want to take a
Can you take
selfie?
It was my story.
Take a selfie?
Fuck off, John.
Look at the cool guy flipping the camera off.
I did a thing I never do. I never flip off a camera. And I did it there
Ooh,
to
look
be
what I got.
I did it to be funny, but I hate when people do that in photos.
Right. So rebellious.
So
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about something, Gus, that we were talking about this it reminded me of this when we were talking about the selfie being the default photo. I was reading an article about something, and then I actually switched to watching a video about it because I wanted to see it in the background. It was about a guy who got a Michelin star for a food stand that he has.
Okay.
He's like the only person in the world who has a street cart that has a Michelin star.
Interesting.
So I was reading this story about him, and I'm going to get it wrong, but it's something like something rice and chicken sauce stand. And he got invited out to the event and everything like that. And I was watching the video, and it was really cool to watch this guy like walking in this huge gala. I don't know why Michelin hands out stars. I think we've talked about this before. I don't know how the company that makes tires then got involved.
It's the same company. I just thought it was like a coincidence that there was
I think it
called
started
Michelin.
as a guide,
Right, for road trips.
Oh.
and then it became this ultra prestigious thing, which mascot happens to be a big dude made out of tires. I don't really get it, but people flip when they get a Michelin star. And this guy who runs, are you looking him up?
Yeah, I just
He's an
looked it
Asian
up.
guy, and anyway, he was walking to the gala, this huge moment, and I was watching, going, "Oh, I feel so good for this guy." He's walking in, and like in front of the welcome to the Michelin gala event, there's a girl like standing there taking a selfie, and not taking one, taking like 80 selfies, and like doing the whole posing and all this stuff. And I'm just like, "Oh, you're killing it for me. You're absolutely fucking killing it for me there." I don't know why. I just like focused on her and nothing else, and I just couldn't fucking take it anymore. This heartwarming story about this guy running a street cart. He gets a fucking Michelin star, and all I can think about is a girl taking a billion selfies. So that reminded me of that.
It's a low res photo, but you can see here that like their promotional images. It's like the Michelin tire dude holding the bug.
Is that the one that has the restaurants with the Michelin stars in it?
Yeah.
Well, the mascot kind of looks like someone who knows good food.
So dumb. You know those people go to work every day. The people who are like, well, we're going to be reviewing this 5-star restaurant in downtown Paris also. And like, meanwhile, the guys who are like, hey, we discovered a new kind of rubber, down the hallway. You know, those guys are like, can we get a different office? It's like, when are we going to like part ways here? We have to at some point, right?
I like your reduction of what happened at the Michelin like office where they're like discovering new kinds of rubber and
What
sounding
else are
like
they
a bunch
doing?
of frat boys like, hey, we discovered it like we did.
Didn't they release that proof of concept for the spherical tire?
Yes.
Was that Michelin?
And it's like, I don't understand how that tire is separate from the car. It looks like it's a mesh, like a nanobot tire that like moves along with the car.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It looks like it doesn't look like a driving system. It looks like a particle
I
physics.
think someone
in
tried to
action.
explain it to us, and they may have properly explained it last time on Twitter, but I
Forget it.
cannot remember. There it is. That's the
That's a tire.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about.
that's the spherical tire. It's Goodyear.
That
not
is a
Michelin.
spherical tire. That's good. Well, not to be confused.
Not to be confused with Michelin.
Goodyear only rates strip joints. that's the only thing that they give stars to. Yeah, but I would think like they gotta like at some point they just gotta pull away, and be like, we're not exactly related. They would just say we got a different mascot. The Michelin dude's just so silly. I like the idea that Michelin dude isn't made of tires, but he's just a big fat dude who ate at a bunch of really nice restaurants.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like someone who likes to eat. So
Yeah.
it's probably
He always
makes
looks
sense.
like to me
is-
like the guy, the guy from Ghostbusters, the big
The Stay Puft
marshmallow.
Marshmallow Man.
Stay
Yeah.
Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, I totally see that.
Everybody seen the new Ghostbusters? I feel like at
15,
8 years old, I was making myself eggs.
I think I wasn't trusted around.
was
this
that
time.
I same here. I didn't start cooking until I feel like college.
Really?
And I was like, my cooking skills have not progressed since college. I make spaghetti and eggs and
Well, hey, I've got a service for you.
It
There
actually,
you go.
and
There you go.
fish.
What do you do with the
Okay,
fish?
That's
cool.
it. Yeah.
How do you make fish is so complicated to make?
No, it isn't.
not.
No, it isn't. No, not my fish.
You have fish sticks. What do you make? What do you make?
You just get some fish that are raw. And
What
then-
kind of
Okay.
fish?
Here you go. What?
Name a fish, Chris.
What are you eating? When you go to
Name
the
a
store-
name of a fish.
You go to the store and you give me fish.
Sword?
Swords.
Swordfish.
You buy swordfish?
That's expensive.
You just said name a fish. I was thinking
What
of
name
fish.
is
What
fish
did
you
you
eat?
cook?
Why are you going off the reservation for that?
He's continuing the theme of Chris talking about
Salmon.
things he's never
Salmon.
done.
Salmon. There we go.
You just buy fish, and then doesn't matter what kind.
God damn it.
You buy it. It's
It
alive.
matters a little bit. I'm gonna go to the butcher and go to the fish section and go, I want sword.
No, just say I want fish.
I want to buy one fish, please.
And then I just, I put it in what I do for cooking is whatever I'm cooking, I just put like dressing on it, like salad dressing.
You put like Italian salad dressing?
Yeah, whatever dressing I have.
Ranch?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh!
It's whatever dressing I have. It's like I'm cooking fish or whatever it is. I'll just put dressing on it, and then I'm like cook it. I'm like, oh, it tastes like
so many
balsamic
steps.
vinegar.
Do you put like Thousand Island on it?
Sure,
Like, look,
yeah.
it's like you're back in the ocean, swimming amongst the islands.
Yeah, because it's like all those flavors mixed together into one like, cool sauce, and then
Chris,
So what? I gotta get water through the salmon.
I don't normally ever eat seafood. If I go to your house, will you cook me fish? I really want to try
Can
this.
we have a fish cook-off with Chris and like nobody else? Just Chris?
Chris, you need to make us fish.
I'll do that. Just give me a couple salad dressings.
How about a fish cook-off between Chris and Teddy, my 11-year-old, and see who can make better fish?
Can we get a Michelin star for a food truck?
I don't know how he couldn't qualify. I have no idea with that stunning recipe of fish and dressing.
What kind of dressing? Whatever.
Whatever.
What kind of fish? I would like sword with.
Oh my god.
Well, it's because I can vary up my flavors by what dressing I.
So Chris,
The fish. That's why the fish doesn't matter. 'Cause it's just all that matters is the dressing.
you gotta walk me through this whole thing.
I gotta see this. I
You
gotta
get
see
a
this.
piece of fish. You get
No, he gets a fish.
You get fish. Doesn't matter what kind of fish. You come home and do what with it?
Well,
There's so many ways you can cook something. How do you cook this fish?
typically what I'll do is I'll just put it in a pan, and then I'll pour dressing on it.
Okay, and
then I'll
that's
cook
it.
it.
Then you eat it raw out of a pan. Dressing on it. Like
I'll put dressing on it, and I'll flip it over so it gets on both sides, and then I'll just cook it on the oven thing.
So you're cooking on the
On the
stovetop. On the stovetop.
Like the stove.
Yeah.
So you're basically like frying fish in a pan, basically.
With
essentially.
dressing.
Yeah.
With dressings. And you put the dressing on as part of the cooking process, not after it's cooked.
Yeah. Before, so it gets like cooked into it.
You don't use any oil or anything, just like a nonstick pan?
Sometimes I'll spray the stuff on it.
God.
The Pam's.
Pam's.
Butter spray, whatever you call it.
Someone please sign Chris up for Blue Apron. Please. Someone just.
I cannot wait to see the animated adventure version of this.
Oh my
It's probably like that social disorder that they did where they're eating iguana.
Have you, and on this discussion about the fighting, have you ever been in a situation where you've actually wanted to fight someone?
I wanted to punch someone this weekend. I don't know if that counts.
What did
What did you do this
just like
weekend?
you wanted to surprise clock them?
Yeah. It's going to sound so dumb if I explain it.
You don't want to explain it?
I was at a coffee shop on Sunday, I think.
As the common places for fights.
And I went there. I just ordered a cup of coffee. It was in the morning. I was going to take it back to my place and drink it. So I ordered my coffee, and I look for a place to sit down and wait while they brew it. And I say, oh, there's an open chair. So I sit down, and so there's a chair, and there's like a little side table here. Mm-hmm. And on the side table is an issue of the Chronicle. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, there's a chair. So I just sit down, and the chair next to me is empty, and it's got like a bag in it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I guess someone's sitting there. So I sit down. I'm sitting down for like 30 seconds. I pull my phone out to look for Pokemon because there's a Pokestop nearby.
Mm-hmm.
As you do.
And so I hear someone behind me go, ooh, hey, I'm actually sitting there. That's my seat. He goes, that's my issue of the Chronicle. You see, I left it right there. I was like, oh, okay. So I stood up to leave. I was going to give him his seat back. Like,
Sounds
that's
normal.
It's bullshit, by the way.
Yeah.
That's not how you
Magazine
claim a
on
seat.
the seat.
Whatever. I'm like, that's fine. You want the seat? I'm just waiting for my coffee to leave. And guy looks at me, and he sees I'm playing Pokemon. He goes, oh, don't worry, there's Pokemon over there. I was like, what kind of fucking thing is that to say to me?
What?
I wanted to punch him right in his fucking teeth.
Jesus.
Like, I
Don't worry,
you
there's
move-
Pokemon over there. Like, he's talking down to me.
Like that was why you were upset.
Right. Like, I'm not even upset. I was fine with the guy until he said, don't worry, there's Pokemon over there. Don't fucking belittle what I'm doing, asshole.
Local Austin man punches another man.
I was so fucking
That would have
mad.
made me mad too, though. I'm with you on that.
It's kind of condescending.
It's super. Yeah, absolutely. It's just. Oh yeah. Don't worry. Your little Pokemon they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're
you don't
over there,
have to sit here.
Like, oh, cool. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know that there were Pokemon over there. What a fucking dickhead.
Dude, I started to tell this story.
Should have been like there are chairs over there too.
I thought about it. I really did.
I started to tell a story on a podcast a long time ago, but I talked about running into the rare bird, which was the Austin asshole. When you run into like a just an in-your-face kind of weird asshole. And I ran into a guy like that. We were down off of South First Street. You know the trailer park where Torchy's started? Food trailers? We were there, and I forget, we were in line for that place that sells the cake shakes, which is probably the greatest thing ever. They take an ice cream shake, and they put a slice of cake in it and then blend it up.
Interesting.
Oh
Have you
my
been to
God.
that
No,
place?
I have not.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
Where is this?
It's south. It's like South
First?
just south of Barton Springs Road. You know where that splits, where Riverside splits with Barton Springs?
What's it called?
It's called Cacao, I think.
All right.
I'll look it up for you. Holy cow! Right.
Holy
thank
cacao.
you.
Holy Cacao?
Holy Cacao. Is that what it is? Thank you.
Going there next Sunday.
Knows everything. I like the fact checking over here. But they have a red velvet and vanilla cake shake.
Red Velvet's bullshit.
What?
Red
All
velvet
right.
is bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's food coloring.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It tastes good.
I'll punch it in the mouth.
Anyway, it's a long story
So
short.
does chocolate cake.
Oh, there it
dumbass.
is. There's a cake shake. Look at that. They have blended we're showing a picture of it right now on the monitors. They blended a cake into a shake.
Oh, I've seen that sign.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to go there.
I'm sure you have. That's what you go there just to get that. And they have cake balls, which, by the way, is basically just cake batter covered in chocolate.
Yeah, I know
It's
that.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Very moist.
It
It's
is.
Good. All right. Anyway, the
Could you
story's
say very
going
moist one more
nowhere
time for
fast.
me?
Basically, I was in line. Beats. I was in line, and I was with the kids, and I think Ashley was there too. And it was a while ago. And the guy behind me was with a girl, and I was talking to the kids, and I turned around, and the guy asked me a question. The kids were talking to me, and the guy asked me a question, and I was like, hold on a second. I said, what? And he goes, do you know where these started or something like that? I can't remember what the fucking question was. And I was like, oh, I said, I don't know, whatever. And I turned back around, was talking to the kids, and I heard the girlfriend say, what did he say? And the guy goes, I don't know. He goes, that's what's happening in this town. These assholes come in from California and they think they own the place. And I turned around and I go, what the fuck did you just say? Something about that just absolutely infuriated me. And I pulled the whole, I asked him, I said, how long have you lived in this fucking town? And he goes, I wasn't talking about you. I go, who are you talking about? And he goes, oh, you look like a guy that I know who's from California, so I thought you might be that guy. And I go, you're a fucking idiot. And the girlfriend turns and walks away. And I got my food, I got everything. I felt bad because my kids were there and cussing at this guy. We got our food, everything. I literally, after we left, I walked by the girl, go, your boyfriend's an asshole. Just walking away. Something about that guy just fucking infuriated me.
I am so aroused right now.
Wait till Christmas Day and call him out in front of the city of Austin and be like, the Long Center in front, down by Auditorium Shores.
It's so weird because I talked about running into the Austin asshole on a previous podcast, but I didn't get, we get derailed and don't finish something that we start. And I've had people ask me about the guy that I met that was an asshole for years, and it's like the story just came up again.
That's it.
So yeah, it's infuriating. But that's literally one of the only bad experiences I've had in Austin in 20 years of living here.
You've lived here longer than just about anyone.
Well, not.
Well, I mean, but you know what I mean.
The Burns they founded Austin.
But I mean that in the sense that I've lived in Austin for over 10 years now, and when I tell people that, they're like,
I came here in 1990. I came to Austin.
Yeah, and people are like, oh my god, you lived here forever. I'm like, well,
Gus was in. When did you come here? 95.
I was born here, lived here when I was a kid, moved away.
Important distinction.
Moved back when I moved back in 98.
98.
so
like it was earlier than that.
I have a weird thing.
Okay, please.
On a date, right?
Chris has one of those smiles that lets me know that something bad is about to happen.
Well, I was looking at this pillow. I love Hitler as a verb, and it made me think of a date.
Just gonna settle.
Made
in
you
for this
think
story.
of a date?
So I was
a date in history or a date with a person?
date with a person
that happened on a date in
so
history.
I was on a date at some point, and
in Nazi Germany.
And I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I'm listening to
While you're on dates?
I gotta slow your story down for just 1 second. I promise. I gotta know, how did the date happen? Did you see this person? You asked them out. Was it someone that you knew? How does that magic work for you?
This is a person I met
Okay.
in person.
A person you met in person.
Person I met in person. Started talking, hung out.
You met a person. You met a person in person from talking. Were you talking at a party or at a coffee shop?
It's like a park type thing.
And so
Park type thing.
So then I'm the girl.
What's a park type
At what
thing?
point in our conversation are you like, I'm going to ask her out on a date?
It was hung out for a bit, and I'm like, oh, goodbye. And then the point of goodbye was like, hey, well, we should, let's like be friends on Facebook or something. And then from there, kind of talking like, hey, let's go grab a drink or whatever.
Okay. So you asked her out over Facebook after you got to know her in person.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
we go.
I'm just curious.
Anyway, so, I listened to a lot of audiobooks. I'm currently...
That was magical, by the way. I want to fuck you at this point. So go ahead.
Thought it was humid in here.
But anyway, I listen to audiobooks. I'm really into history, so I'm doing one right now on Hitler and World War II. Anyway, so I've been hearing a lot of audiobook about Hitler, and at some point during the day, Hitler came up. We were talking about Hitler.
Okay, how did Hitler come up? Guess how did you think Hitler came up?
They were talking about things that they have in common, things that they hate, that they both hate. Hitler. That's an easy starter.
It's easy to talk about how big of a dick Hitler was.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And you're finding common ground.
I don't know. I don't remember specifically.
Hey, I saw, since we're friends on Facebook, I noticed you don't like Hitler on Facebook.
That's, in Facebook, they have like your likes and dislikes down at the bottom. Hitler was down there.
Yeah, so anyway, we were talking about Hitler. But then it was a weird thing where we were in the discussion about Hitler.
It was a weird thing. John, it was a weird thing in the discussion about Hitler on the first date.
She kept saying things that she kept like
saying what? Let's stop talking about Hitler.
She kept saying, I don't know, sounded like Sig Heil. I'm not quite sure.
No, what other races do you hate?
No, it was just things where like she would say little things that weren't correct, and I kept having to like correct her about.
So you're like a fan of Hitler? Like
that's how I felt.
Actually, let me mansplain some Hitler shit to you.
And it kept having. It's like I had to stop myself from correcting facts about Hitler because I knew too much. Because I just listened to this audio book about World War II, and I'd be like. It was one of those things where we were talking about like Hitler and his kids. I'm like, she was talking about, oh yeah, that none of his kids actually ended up having, blah blah blah, and none of his kids had other kids. I'm like, actually, I don't think Hitler had any kids. And I had to like correct, about that.
You said actually, or actually,
and then later,
actually,
there were a couple other things.
So you're sandbagging your Hitler knowledge. So you don't seem like you're kind of being like a Hitler hipster, where you don't want to seem like you know too much.
I was like, I don't know how much, but I also was like, I wanted to correct the Hitler mistakes.
Can't have misinformation out there about Hitler, Chris.
Don't we all?
You
don't
can't.
we all?
And then I had to stop myself, and I'm like, anyway, the point of the conversation was, on a date, do you correct someone if they say things that are incorrect?
Only if it's about Hitler.
John, we're gonna role play. I'm gonna play the girl.
Okay.
You ask me how the date was.
Oh, like ask you how the date
I just got
went?
back from the date with Chris. How'd it go?
Hey, Burnie, how'd the date go?
Oh, that guy was crazy. Hey, do you want to go out to get her hair done?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's how that story went for her, Chris. Took her 2 seconds to explain to her friend, you're a fucking lunatic.
He's
Like,
really
she probably
into
just was
Hitler.
like, I don't want to talk about it. Can we go do something?
But it's like, I could, you know what? Never mind. We're going to leave.
Yeah, I shouldn't talk about Hitler on dates. I mean, that's
How'd it go? Second date?
not yet.
Is this recently?
No.
Why'd you say not yet?
It was 3
there a
years ago.
chance?
It was 3 years ago.
No, you never know.
If she can dig her way out of the hole in my backyard, yeah, we'll go on a second date. Sure, why not?
I love that eternal optimism, Chris.
I'm just going through all my first dates and feeling a lot better about them right now.